That's great. Just peachy. Amber, what are we waiting on? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. How many days you off? How many days are you off?
I'm actually not supposed to be here today, but I felt bad. And I was sick of people at my house.
Okay, wait.
And he speaks English.
Felt bad, so you came to work?
Yeah. I'm sick of the people at my house.
Don't jinx it, John. Don't jinx it. I'm happy.
Well, we've got an interpreter here for him on the off chance that he needs
Right,
one.
but we checked and he speaks English, but it was too late because I already had switched order.
Mr. Gutierrez, are you okay without an interpreter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Jordani.
Thank
you, Your
No,
Honor.
no, the next one's Spanish.
Oh, the next one's Spanish?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I said.
All right, Mr. Gutierrez, before the court charge of driving under the influence, you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true, sir?
I have with me, yes, sir.
Based on your application, find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney now. Any question about that?
No, sir.
Deputy criminal history?
No history.
All right, Mr. Gutierrez, I'm going to release you on what's called pretrial release. You report to the pretrial release office after court tomorrow. No alcohol while you're on release. Your court date is tomorrow, January the 3rd at 8:30.
Yes, sir.
Step to your right to the T.
All right, Jordani, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm you'll truthfully and accurately interpret the conversation court in the defense today?
I do.
Thank you, sir. All right, ask you to say his full name.
Dígale su nombre completo al juez.
Efraín Ulpo.
Mr. Hupop is for the court charged with reckless driving and operating a motor vehicle without a license.
Señor Hupop está frente al juez acusado de manejar de forma imprudente y de manejar sin licencia válida.
Ajá.
I understand you give paperwork and advice rights.
Entiendo que se le dio copia del papeleo y se le notificaron sus derechos.
Based on his application, he does qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender representative.
De acuerdo con su solicitud, usted califica y le asigno al abogado de oficio para que lo represente.
Deputy criminal history.
Shows no history with no tracking.
How long has he lived in Bay County?
¿Por cuánto tiempo ha vivido aquí en el condado Bay?
Aquí en Estados Unidos.
Sí.
Here in the United States.
That'll do, yes.
¿Está bien, sí?
Ajá, un año, 9 meses.
1 year and 9 months.
On the reckless driving bond is $2,500.
La fianza es 2,500 en el caso de manejar de forma imprudente.
In the United States. That'll do.
¿Cuánto es?
Bond is
How much was
1,000.
that?
Starting strong.
2,500.
2,500.
Ay, Dios mío. Y si no tengo ese dinero, no tengo dinero ahorita, solo 200 ando en mi billetera.
What if I don't have any money? I don't have money right now. All I have is 200 in my wallet.
Then he sits in jail until his court date tomorrow.
Entonces se queda en la cárcel hasta su próxima audiencia mañana.
Ay, Dios mío.
Also, he's got a $1,000 bond and no valid driver's license.
También tiene una fianza de $1,000 en el caso de no tener licencia de conducir válida.
Court date is January 3rd at 8:30, no alcohol.
Su próxima audiencia es el 3 de enero a las 8:30. No puede ni poseer ni consumir alcohol.
Buena suerte.
Ajá. Y mi número no es mi número la que está en el papel.
And this number here, that's not my number on this piece of paper.
What number?
¿Qué número?
Phone number? Address?
850
The 850.
6
Yeah, nobody cares.
625.
Sí,
We
eso,
don't
eso
care
no
what-
importa.
We don't care what it is. It's not important. Nobody, it's not.
Aquí,
Esa parte no es
aquí
importante.
estoy. Bueno, aquí estoy, no sé ningún número en mi memoria, los amigos, y yo tengo, pero el teléfono pues, lo tienen ellos. No sé cómo voy a hacer para avisar a un compañero.
I don't have any, I haven't memorized any numbers, any of my friends' numbers. I do have their numbers, but it's in my phone, but they have it. So I don't know what I could do to be able to call one of my friends.
He can make a proper request to get his phone number, to get phone numbers out of his phones. But other than that, I don't know what else he's going to do either. I don't remember any phone numbers either, to be honest with you.
Puede hacer una petición para que le permitan ver su propiedad para sacar su teléfono. Aparte de eso, no sé qué más pudiera hacer.
Ajá,
Okay.
entonces, ahí está,
Starting to fade.
pues ahí está, aquí estoy, aquí
Oh, I lost
internado,
Spambro.
no
I just
sé.
lost Spambro. Spambro just walked away.
¿Qué dijo, maestro?
Wellman, where'd she go?
She's trying to speed up the process for you, Your Honor.
Chance is gone already.
So basically, you just got to speak to the Durham Council and they'll be able to get it going.
Miss Spambro is taking care of him.
La señorita Campbell se está encargando.
¿Ah?
The deputy to your left is in the process of getting the information for him.
La alguacil que está ahí a su izquierda está trabajando en conseguirle la información.
Va, está bien.
Okay.
That's
Very
why
well.
we have proactive people. Proactive. I like that, Miss Spambro. Proactive. You're turning
Hey,
over. a new-
Jordan.
You are turning.
Okay, that was all fun. Meanwhile, the defendant was reasonable. He's just like, look, I'll post it. I just don't know how to get a hold of my friends. And the way he described it, I think 99% of the population will fall into the same category. Nobody knows any phone numbers anymore. He's in jail. He doesn't speak English. He just needs to be able to call one of his friends, and he doesn't know how he's going to do it. It makes sense.
Over a new leaf in the new year. I admire that about you.
Man. Step
Look
over
at
with it.
Your Honor,
Thank
may
you,
I be
Ronnie.
excused?
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
I also have to thank Brecken here. She sent this to me. A few people sent this to me, but she sent it to me so I could download it, which is good. I'm doing this as an upload because the Wi-Fi here is terrible. I'm hoping that makes the quality better.
Nope, that's your copy. State your name.
Lisa Alexander.
Ms. Alexander, you're before the court on a failure to appear for a possession of paraphernalia charge. You're also before the court on a violation of probation for child neglect. You understand the charges?
Yes.
Based on your applications, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney now. On the failure to appear for the pretrial, your bond has been set at $7,500. Your court date is January the 14th at 9 o'clock. Judge Clark, in his infinite wisdom and glorious hair, has ordered you held without bond. Your court date is going to be January the 22nd at 9 o'clock. It is glorious. Have you seen it lately? He's growing it back out.
Okay. So
I'm a fan. You are held without
Yes.
bond on the day. Yes, ma'am. He is growing it back out.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign next.
Grow hair, I would.
Right here on the T. Step on the X.
Sure. That's all it is. You're yellow.
Sign right there.
It is. It's, I mean, I
State your
admit
name,
it.
ma'am.
Chancey.
Judge Vane is still going on about Judge Clark's glorious hair. This call is too fun sometimes.
Crowell.
Mr. Crowell, you're before the court charge of driving under the influence. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir. Yes,
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
yes, sir.
All right, ma'am. Based on your application, you make too much money to qualify for a public defender. The law recognizes your financial situation may change. If it does, you can reapply later. Otherwise, you have to hire your own attorney or represent yourself. You have options.
You understand those options?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Deb, you come with us, Mr. Crowell?
No history.
Crowell, I'm going to release you on what's called pretrial release. Pretrial release office after court tomorrow. Your court date is January the 3rd at 8:30. After you finish, then you need to go to the pretrial release office, okay?
Yes, sir.
Your only condition of pretrial release is that you not violate the law, check in with pretrial release, and not possess or consume alcohol while you're on pretrial release. Any questions?
I ain't drinking no more.
Step to your right to the T.
All right, ma'am.
When the green light comes on, sign.
Yeah.
Red X, ma'am. State your name.
Catherine, that's her mother.
Ma'am, you're before the court on 2 pretrial release violations, one for a driving license suspended revoked, one for a possession of paraphernalia. You understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am, your bond's
Is it my computer or does she have green hair?
set at $5,000 on each. Your court date's going to be January the 14th at 9 o'clock. Good luck, ma'am.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Red X, ma'am. State your name.
Ms. Smith, before the court charges burglary of a dwelling or structure while armed and grand theft. You understand those charges?
You understand what you're charged with?
It's petty theft. Thank goodness. Petty theft.
I'm sorry, you're fine.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
She's a naughty girl. We're talking armed robbery here.
Based on your application, finds you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
He gave you a public defender.
Jeff, criminal history?
They have her on bond out of Okaloosa for ag assault and battery.
Bond set at $50,000 on the armed burglary, $5,000 on the theft. No contact with the alleged victim. Court date's going to be February the 13th at 9 o'clock.
That's the road. Go over there behind. Step to your right to the T. Your bond is 55,000. You go to court February 13th. Step in on the X. State your name.
Hannah Morgan.
Ms. Morgan, before the court charges child abuse, domestic violence battery, resisting officer without violence, and disorderly intoxication. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
No, sir.
Deputy,
On bond for criminal mischief, resisting, and a battery on a person over 65.
Yeah,
This register
with my mother.
get a court date, a case number?
24-2694 CF.
Mom's trying to get him to drop it, but
Wait and talk to your public defender about the case, please.
Ooh, it's gonna be hard to get used to writing the new dates. Oh my gosh. All right, ma'am, on the child abuse bonds, 15,000. The domestic violence battery is 5,000. Resisting officer without violence is 2,500. Disorderly intoxication is 1,000. No alcohol while you're on release. Court date's gonna be February the 13th at 9 o'clock, and I'm revoking release in 24-2694. Good luck, ma'am.
Step to your right to the T. When the light comes on, sign. Next. Face the TV and state your name, sir.
William Jones.
Mr. Jones, before the court charged 2 counts of battery. Understand the charges?
Sir?
Do you understand the 2 charges?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
All right. Based on your application, you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney now. Any question about that?
No, sir.
Deputy, criminal history?
Just an FTA on a misdemeanor back in 22, and that's it. Well, he had a reckless last year.
Bonds 2,500 on each. Court date's going to be January the 3rd at 8:30. No contact directly, indirectly, or through a third party alleged victims.
Good.
Step T, wait, step on the T. When the green light comes on, sign. State your name, face the TV. State your name, sir.
Michael Head.
Mr. Head, before the court, charged of driving under the influence. You understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
You've been advised of your rights today?
Oh, yes, sir.
Got a copy of paperwork in your right hand?
No, have you got a copy of the paperwork? He's
Down your
asking if you got copies.
I did.
Okay,
I had sinus problems. I can't hear real good. I'm sorry.
you're fine.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I'm sorry.
Based on your application, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender. So you have an attorney now. Deputy, criminal history?
He just has 3 old DUIs in Georgia, the last one being in 10, and that's it.
So this guy likes to drink and drive.
Bond set at 10,000, no alcohol. Court date's going to be tomorrow, January 3rd at 8:30. Good luck, sir.
Sure, can I?
It's depressing too for a guy to reach that age, and with all these DUIs, I can see how it happens. But it's depressing for a guy to reach that age and qualify for public defender.
You cannot use my own, get my own attorney.
What's that?
Can I?
Oh, yeah, you can.
Instead
Yeah,
of
you
using,
can always hire an attorney.
can I set a different date? I won't have time to, I'm from
No,
Atlanta.
you don't. It's not Burger King. You get charged down here. You do our court dates.
I mean, I didn't know if I could set a different date to.
No.
And there's his problem right there. I don't know how old he is, but he's too old to function in life this way. There's just no two ways about it. Can we do this more conveniently for me? Because I'm from Atlanta. Oh, good Lord. By the way, not a great thing to say in the Panhandle.
No, just show up and then, what is they plead not guilty and then go get you an attorney
What if they not guilty?
when you go to court tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Sign where that green light is. Next. Red X, sir. State your name.
Sonny Perez.
Mr. Perez, before the court, charged of driving under the influence and refusal. You understand the charges?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
I have, sir.
Based on your application. You make too much money to qualify for a public defender, but the law recognizes your financial situation may change, in which case you can reapply later. You also have the option of hiring your own attorney or represent yourself. Deputy, criminal history?
Just a DUI in 15, 21, and 22.
A DUI in 15, 21, and 22?
Yes, sir.
So when you say just, you mean this is his fourth?
Allegedly.
Yeah. Bond said, no. I find that there is no reasonable bond that's going to assure the public's welfare, and I'm going to hold you without bond.
Boom. Love
No
it.
charges. Court date is January the 3rd at 8:30.
That's in the morning.
Fantastic. Go Judge Van. These guys, obviously, when you have 3 prior DUIs, you're just gonna keep doing it. Someone's gonna end up dead.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next. Red X. State your name.
Mr. Murphy, full court charge of disorderly intoxication. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
No, sir.
Deputy, criminal history?
Locally, there's a domestic last year, Georgia, 20 DUI and controlled substance. That's it.
Bond set at 5,000. No alcohol. Court date is tomorrow, January 3rd at 8:30.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next. Red X, sir. State your name.
Nicholas Webb.
Mr. Webb, before the court charge of driving under the influence, you understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
I understand you copies of paperwork and advise your rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
All right, based on the application, you make too much money to qualify for a public defender, but the law recognizes your financial situation may change, in which case you can reapply later. You also have the option of hiring your own attorney or representing yourself. Any question about these options?
No, sir.
Jeff, your criminal history, Mr. Webb?
22 BUIs, 1 DUI, VOP, 19 less than 20 para VOP, 18 resisting controlled substance, paraphernalia, criminal mischief. It goes back to 16 on juvenile.
Held without bond, no alcohol. Well, never mind. Not even the hooch that you can do in jail. Court date's tomorrow, January 3rd at 8:30.
He can hear you.
Help without bond? But that's
Held
fine.
without bond. You're an idiot. You just keep doing it, and you blew a 1-8.
Step on the T.
Any other questions?
When the green light.
That was exactly what I was thinking. Do you have any other questions? Did I clarify that for you?
No, sir.
All right, come on in.
Good.
Red X, sir.
I'll see you tomorrow. I'm the judge.
Step on the
Congratulations.
X. Face the TV, state your name.
Blake Jordan.
Mr. George, you're before the court charge of domestic violence battery and simple battery, although it's never simple. I understand you've been giving copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. That true?
Sir.
The one not here, you should drive drunk because they are going to be looking for you. But you can't help yourself. Based on your application, if I find you do qualify, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
No,
All
sir.
right, step out.
Yeah. Criminal history?
19 resisting, leaving the scene, reckless, DWLSR. Georgia, 17 controlled substance, VOP, and a battery in 16. That's it.
Strong Georgia contingent here this weekend, or this week. Strange. All right, on the domestic violence battery, bond's 5,000. The simple battery is 2,500. No contact with either of the victims. Court date's going to be January 3rd at 8:30. Good luck, sir.
Tomorrow. Yeah. Step on the T. That's what you're about to sign for. When that green light comes on, sign. Next, it's amateur night.
Oh, my
Red
goodness.
X, face the
Got a
TV.
win.
Yeah. State your name.
Blake Thorne.
You ever go by your middle name? Because I would.
No, I ought to, but my first one's too easy to remember.
Leave. Amadeus. You gotta, I mean, you just gotta, you gotta lean into that one a little bit.
Oh, well then.
All right. Mr. Thorne, you're before the court, charged of driving under the influence and leaving the scene of an accident. You understand those charges?
What's that?
You understand the charges?
Oh, yes, I do.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes.
Based on your application, you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
No.
Mr. Thorne, you're the leader in the clubhouse, brother. A 3.38. Thought that was just a caliber of rifle, but I was wrong. All right, man. Woo. Wow. Deputy, criminal history?
Petty theft and FTA out of Arkansas, 18 and 19. That's it.
All right. Mr. Thorne, on the driving under the influence bond is 5,000. On the leading to an accident, 2,500. Court date's going to be tomorrow, January 3rd at 8:30. Good luck, sir.
Okay.
Step to your right to the T. When the, yes, sir, when the green light comes on, sign next.
I don't know how you lead.
Red X, sir, state your name.
Mr. Nichols, you're for the court charge of petty theft. You understand that charge, sir?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork, advised of your rights. Based on your application, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
No, sir.
All right, man. Set your bond at 2,500. Your court date's going to be tomorrow, January 3rd at 8:30. Good luck, sir.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign next. Next, Red X, sir, state your name.
And Grant Raisback.
Mr. Raisback, before the court charge resisting officer without a violation of probation for what was originally felony battery. You understand the charges?
Sir.
You do qualify for service to the public defender's office. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is $1,500 for the existing. Your court date is tomorrow, January 3rd at 8:30. On the BOP, Judge Register is where you held without bond. Your court date is going to be February the 12th at 9 o'clock. Good luck, sir.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next. Minutes. State your name.
Alex Manbeavers.
Mr. Manbeavers, you're for the court on a driving under the influence and a driving license suspended revoked. You understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork, advised of your rights. Based on your application, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you, so you have an attorney now. Any question about that?
No, sir.
Florida DUI 2324. He's on probation with you. He has some juvenile charges in 21 and a breach of peace in 23. Terry, is that you over there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okie dokie.
We got a case number on his VOP.
24 36 34 CT.
All right, the DUI fine is 15,000. The WLSR is 5,000. Doesn't really matter. The court date's going to be tomorrow, January 3rd at 8:30, but I'm signing a warrant for violation of probation case 24 36 34.
Your total bond is 20, but he held you without bond on the VOP. Go to court in the morning. Can't get out. Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next.
You
won't be able to because you still have to go to your VOP court date first. The new DUI. Go ahead and sign with the light. State your name, sir.
Chase Manning.
Mr. Manning, you fully court charged with domestic violence battery and a violation of probation on what was originally possession of GHB and possession of meth. You understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
All right, I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Based on your application, you don't want a public defender. You gonna hire your own attorney?
Yes, sir.
I was very calm. And I will say that, I can line up any exits here, but I was there and the lady tried to attack me. And I'm like, we're trying to be nice and we're just like, I called her mom, I said, we'll give her money, we'll have her go. If I can get it, that she's trying to call the cops, he did not, I swear to God.
Oh, that's
put his
a,
hands on her.
okay, that's a different day, different matter. Okay, 5,000 with domestic violence battery. Court date's gonna be January 3rd at 8:30. No contact with the alleged victim. Held without bond on the VOP. Court date is February the 5th at 9 o'clock. Good luck, sir.
Step to your right to the T. When the light comes on, sign. Next. Red X, sir. Here you go. State your name.
Mr. Adams, full court charge of domestic violence battery. Do you understand that charge?
Yep, and I'm pleading not guilty, so.
That matter. Today's not paid for hearing. Today's just a bond day.
Oh, he's talking to somebody else.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Adams, full court domestic violence battery. You understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
February 5th, I think. All right, Mr. Adams, I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, you qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
No, sir.
Yep, Ministry.
Got him on probation with Stevenson for a felony bat. 23 34 61 CF.
All right, sir, on the domestic violence battery, bond set at 5,000. No contact with the alleged victim, court dates January the 3rd at 8:30. And I signed a warrant for violation of probation case 23-3461.
When's that court date again?
You'll come tomorrow for that. Step on the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next, red X, sir. Here we go. State your name.
Michael Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, report on possession of methamphetamine, possession of paraphernalia, resisting officer without violence, and a violation of protection, injunction against protection. You understand those charges, sir?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, if I find that you do qualify, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
He gave you a public defender.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Johnson?
They actually have him on probation out of Washington County, and there is a hold in place on him.
All right. Mr. Johnson, you understand that even if you're under cognizance, they won't let you out from jail today, right?
I can't even hear you, sir.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. We'll wait till they clear out some. All right, Mr. Johnson, on the meth bond set at 5,000, the paraphernalia is 1,000, the resisting 100, and the violation of injunction is 5,000. Court date, the felonies will be January the 30th at 9 o'clock. On the misdemeanor is January the 3rd at 8:30. No contact with the victim allegedly directly, indirectly, or through a third party. Obviously, there's no point in you making bond because they're just going to hold you for that other warrant, okay?
Yes, sir.
Let's just make sure that you get credit for the time you spend in our jail on our charges. Any questions?
So yes, sir, when my time's done here, we get things done here, I'll be sent to Chipley, or will they try to hold that while I'm here?
When you finish here, you go to Chip.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that's all I need.
All right, step on the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Red X, state your name.
James Holloway.
Mr. Holloway, you're for the court, charge of possession of meth, possession of paraphernalia, and disorderly intoxication. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
I think you can give me copies of paperwork and advise of your rights. Is that true?
Got a copy of your paperwork,
Yes, sir.
as of your rights.
Based on your application, if I find that you do qualify, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney now. Any question about that?
No, sir.
Death, your criminal history?
24 VOP, battery second, a domestic battery, 23 battery second, resisting, 19 battery. It goes back to the 90s locally, and he has an open summons with you.
Well, we'll get that served. Bond set at 5,000 on the meth, 1,000 on the paraphernalia, 1,500 on the disorderly intoxication. Court date's going to be February the 13th at 9 o'clock at random UAs. Good luck, sir.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Red X, sir. State your name.
Dennis Petty.
Just for the court, when a driving under the influence, possession of amphetamine, driving license been revoked as a third or subsequent violation, DUI with damage to property and leaving the scene of an accident. You understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, if I find that you do qualify, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
No, sir.
Jeff, your criminal history, Mr. Biddy?
North Carolina DUI at 15, Tennessee a DUI domestic in 19, and that's it.
Bond set at 10,000 on the DUI. 10,000 on the possession of amphetamine. 5,000 the felony DWLS. 10,000 DL with property damage. 5,000 insane. Court date's going to be February the 17th at 9 o'clock with random UAs.
It broke up on the end, sir.
Random UAs.
Thank you. Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next. State your name.
Alfredo Baguette.
Sir, you're before the court charged throwing or sending missile into a vehicle or building and criminal mischief. Do you understand the charges?
So I understand the charges. I turned myself as soon as I found out what was going on.
What?
I turned myself in as soon as I found out what was going on, sir.
Good. I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
What was that?
Got a copy of your paperwork?
Yes,
Were
sir.
you advised of your rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
All right, this is making me curious. I'm guessing that's like a firework, but I have no idea. I mean, it'd be really odd if he had an actual, missile, like in the military sense.
You've indicated, well, based on your application, you make too much money to qualify for a public defender, but the law recognizes your financial situation may change, in which case you can reapply later. You also have the option of reapplying. You can hire your own attorney or represent yourself. Any question about these options?
No, sir.
Death, your criminal history?
They have them on bond out of Okaloosa for dealing and stolen. Other than that, there's a possession of a weapon or by a felon in 18, VOP 22, carrying and conceal 18, FGA 13, couple of burglaries and grand thefts.
Oh, man, I gotta get together.
Set at 15,000 on the deadly missile, 5,000 on the criminal mischief. No contact with the alleged victim. Court date's going to be January the 30th at 9 o'clock.
Step to your right to the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Verdict, sir? State your name.
Aaron Radcliffe.
Mr. Radcliffe.
Would I be able to talk to my public defender? Is that okay?
Not today.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I just want them to know I never would have done bad at all. I never would have done anything with the gun.
Wait and talk to your public defender about all that, okay?
Yes.
Wait, sir, you're fully court charged with battery on a firefighter, EMT, or other first responder and
Yeah,
disorderly
I never
intoxication.
would've
You
done
see those
that.
charges?
Yeah. Oh, is it a felony? I never would have done it, man. If y'all can drop the charge, man, that'd be great. And then I was just sleeping at a restaurant, man. I mean, they were nice to me.
Stop talking.
It is a felony. Based on your
It is a
application, you do qualify for a public defender, so you're going to get a public defender.
Would I be able to get it dropped to a misdemeanor maybe? Because I never would have done anything bad. If I could get my charges dropped, that'd
Honestly,
be awesome.
honestly, yeah, but stop talking about your case.
Well, it's not that bad. No, it's listen to him. No, yeah, definitely. I just want him to know I'm a nice. I never was hurt a police officer.
Hey, Aaron.
You're a nice guy. Let them finish.
Yes, sir.
Chill.
It's cool, man. I just want you to know I'm a nice person. I never would have done bad, but I was just drunk. That's all.
All right, bro. Deputy, criminal history?
Kansas, Missouri, Colorado.
Did you just drop an AA right at him? Oh, that was brilliant. I just want you to know I'm a nice person. Okay.
Kentucky.
Okay. All right. All right, man. On the battery on the law enforcement officer or first responder, bond set at 5,000. The disorderly intoxication is 1,000. Your court date's going to be February 13th at 9 o'clock.
Are you serious, man?
No.
Dead serious.
Darn, man.
Here.
You can cut me a grapevine. I don't have nowhere to live.
Matter of fact, let's make you go ahead and step out. No, I'm saving you. I'm saving you.
Well, man.
Next, Red X. State your name.
Mr. Lee, before the court charging grand theft, possession less than 20 grams of marijuana and paraphernalia. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
I understand you have copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Sir, I understand I showed the officer on scene my medical marijuana card and on body cam. I don't see why he charged me. I showed him on the scene my medical marijuana card.
Now, you know, maybe you don't know, just because you have a medical marijuana card doesn't mean you can smoke it anywhere you want to.
I wasn't smoking it, so there wasn't
You
even.
can't have it. Listen, you can't have it outside the container from the dispensary.
It wasn't outside the container, sir.
It's gotta be inside this dispensary container.
It
It's gotta
was.
be, listen, it's gotta be to and from the dispensary to your house. Okay?
I was going home from my friend's house.
Okay?
So I had it on me.
Not in a
when I
gum
go-
container containing gray plastic bag within.
That wasn't mine. He didn't even ask whose that was. My weed was in my container. He found more
Okay.
weed
All right.
in a Rolex.
What about grand theft? You gonna argue about that one too?
Yes, sir. That is actually that is a word of mouth. It says without permission, I transferred money to an account.
Excellent.
How can I transfer money to?
Okay, it's not a huge charge. He can probably get it pled down to not much or whatever. But now's not the time. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Judge Van's having none of it.
Somebody's account without permission? You had to have 4-digit code.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
That's what
So,
I'm saying. It says transfer money from the victim's accounts to his without permission. How do I do that without? You have to have codes now. You have 4-digit codes. Like Cash App got the 4-digit pin to send money. So I had to have it
Yeah.
without permission.
full history?
Sir?
I got him on probation with Dyer. 2 case numbers.
Hold on. Case numbers, ma'am?
They're both 24. 5455 MM and 5371 CT. It's a DWLSR in a possession of marijuana.
With a weed card.
When
So
the
you already
judge
know
appoints me to
this.
represent you, you need to stop talking about your case and talk to your public defender about it, okay?
He doesn't get a public defender because he makes $70,000 a year, Floyd.
Oh, sorry.
I don't have a job. I don't have a job.
Why did you fill out the paperwork saying you had an income?
I didn't, sir. I said that's what I made. I made that within the last year and a half. But okay, just give me a public defender last month. It's the same thing. Ain't nothing changed last month to this month. I just got arrested last month.
Well, last month, apparently you didn't tell him you made $70,000 a year because we wouldn't have appointed you.
I don't make $7,000 a year. I don't have a job.
This is part of the problem of living your life high.
I'll just give you
Then you
another
need to
form.
reapply.
I'll give you another one.
Bond said 25,000 the grand theft, 5,000 the marijuana, 1,000 the paraphernalia. Court date's gonna be January the 30th on the felony at 9 o'clock, January the 3rd at 8:30 on the misdemeanor. And I'm signing a warrant for violations of probation 24, 54, 55, and 24, 53, 71. Good luck, sir.
Next. Fred Exer. State your name.
L. Saris.
Oh, Mr. Sarris, for the court charge of domestic violence, false imprisonment. Do you understand that charge? Yes. I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
You got a copy? He wanted to hear you say it.
Yes.
All right, sir. Based on your application, unless you do qualify, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
Wait.
Give you a public defender.
Public defender? Yes. Yeah.
Deputy, criminal history?
Shows no history with no tracking.
All right. Court date's gonna be February the 4th, 9 o'clock. Just come directly or third party alleged victim.
It broke up on the bond.
15,000, no contact.
It was February 7th.
What was the date? February 3rd at 9.
Thank you. Step to your right to the T. When the green light, we'll go ahead and sign where the light is. Red X, sir, state your name.
Christopher Daniels.
Mr. Daniels, before the court on a violation of probation for domestic violence battery and violation of pretrial release. You've been ordered held without bond. Your court date is January the 16th at 9 o'clock. Good luck, sir.
And Mr. Miranda came down and asked could he be sent back to the unit. He didn't want to stay.
All right.
Next time we leave the court, do not sleep. Yes, you did. Don't, no, you didn't. I heard you say Jesus Christ. Say the Lord's name. Do not do that. Go, leave.
All right, return date's gonna be January the 17th. For Mr. Miranda.
Yes, sir. Nassaret.
That's good.
Well, there you have it. Thanks again to Brecken and everybody else who sent that to me. That one was a lot of fun. I still have to get my Wi-Fi issues sorted. I actually have a satellite unit thing. I don't know how to use it, but it's sitting in my place in Chicago, which is not helping me right now. So I thought best I could do is maybe upload this and so the stream worked. Anyway, there you have it. That was a lot of fun. It reminds me of me always saying I'm not going to bail you out. You know, we what is this? That's a January 2nd call. So he's getting a bunch of DUIs off from New Year's Eve. And he does break down and tell one of them, you know, it's not a good idea to do it any time, but New Year's Eve, they're looking for you. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Thanks for coming out.